Hello everyone. In this video we are going to see analysis of radiated emission of PCB using EM scanner. I am Rajeshwari, Field Application Engineer from PCB Graphtech Private Limited. So what is radiated emission testing? Here we are going to measure the electromagnetic field strength. The emissions are determined by switching voltages and currents within any digital circuit. It also used in the test lab with certain frequency ranges to determine the amplitude of the signal strength. Okay, so now I am going to use the PCB layout circuit for the demo purpose. Here my slot is placed in the board and I am going to determine on the slot on the top layer, because the top layer is the ground plane. Okay, so the signal trace is passing through the bottom layer, so the return path current will pass through the slot. What happens when I use the slot on the top layer? Okay, normally if you take a general current loop, it goes in the forward path and the return path. The return path there will be the same current and the resultant current will be 0. But if you take there is a slot, when the current comes in the return path, there will be discontinuities in the current and distributed all over the board. Okay, so what happens due to that? It will affect the impedance of your signal. So now I am going to see this in my software, that is the EM viewer software. So I am going to do different analysis like spatial analysis, which can be done within a few fraction of seconds. I am going to do it with slot and without slot in the board, as well as I am going to do the spectral analysis, whereas I am going to use the range of frequencies to determine with and without slot, then spectral spatial analysis and the report generation for the layout. So now let me show my board first. So I will open my board as well as I open my the software. So you can see first my board. I am going to use this board. The input I have given here is the BNC connector from my input. So the input voltage is 5 volt and I have the slot here placed on the top layer, which is the ground reference plane. Here I have the jumper 5.1 and jumper 5.2, so which I am going to determine for with slot and without slot. So I am going to show how it varies between the two. Okay, so now I am going to use the software and determine how it works. Okay, so let me open the software EM viewer and I am going to add a node here. So let me add the spatial node, which I am going to determine for only one frequencies of interest, that is 24 megahertz, which is the clock frequency of my board. Okay, I use the resolution bandwidth to be 120 kilohertz. Then I need to select the probes, scan probes. So let me select the probes which I am using here. You can see I am using from B to P here, and then the row I am using 1 to 7. So let me select that particular probes. Before that I want to place the overlay editor, that is the Gerber file, to help me placing the exact location or not. It helps me to check whether it's placed in the exact location or not. I do the mirror vertically of my board and then I just shift it up here. You can see I just move to the second probe here from B to P. Then once I placed exactly in that location, you can see the both are in the same. Both my software as well as the hardware, both are in the same location. So just click OK and select only those probes for scanning purpose. Okay, so from B to P, and when you take the row, it is from 1 to 7. So once you select the rows, you can just see it is highlighted in green color. Click OK. So now I am going to run the scan. There are two ways to run the scan. One is run once and run continuously. So when run continuously, I can show you how it varies for with slot and without slot. So let me run continuously for the frequency of 24 megahertz. So you can see below it is setting the spectrum analyzer first. Then it will do the scan. So you can see the scan will be done within a fraction of second. So let me zoom it here to the center. So you can see there is a maximum radiation emission due to the slot. You can see it is ranges from 2.3 to 42.4. Because there is a slot, so the current spreads in the return path. So what happens if I change the jumper from with slot to without slot? So I am changing it here using the jumper connection. So you can see the result there. Okay, so let me see the result here. Okay, you can see now it is automatically reduced, and here the return path goes in the lower phase. Previously you saw there was a large current flowing on the upper side near the slot, but now you can see the return current going below the lower path. Okay, so and it has reduced from 42 to 38. Okay, so this is for spatial scan. So let me terminate my scan, stop the scan here, and then I want to do the next scan is your spectral scan. So add node spectral scan. So to do that, I can determine the range of frequencies from 10 to 200 megahertz. I'm just going to use this range of frequencies. Now I need to select the probes. So for this, I'll just set my overlay editor first. Okay, so mirror vertically, and then I just placed again in the original position, and then I can do the scan here. Okay, so once I have set it off, next I need to select the probes for scanning. So let me select the probes here from 2 to 7 here, to B to P and C1 to 7. So once selected, click OK. Then I can do the spectral scan here. Just start scanning. It will show you here by setting your spectrum analyzer first. Okay, so first it sets the spectrum analyzer and it will start scanning. Since it is scanning for wide range of frequencies, it will take some time for you to show the scan. You can see here for the wide range of frequencies you can determine the output. Okay. You can also see the viewer result here under the instrument display screen. So it is scanning here to show the result. Okay, so here you can see it is synchronizing, shows functional and status information. So once the scan is done, let me go for display screen. It will run and show me the graph as you see in my, you can see this is the result I got it in my spectrum analyzer. So here you can see it is done from -2 to maximum is 38.8, and then here it is 36 point, but nearly they are close, maximum amplitude of distortion. So now I am going to see where the maximum, at which frequency I get this maximum amplitude of distortion. So I just zoom it and then move my mouse here. You will see the row 6 column N, there is a 38.8 at the frequency of 24 megahertz. So you can refer this location in your visualizer. So visualizer, you can just go, you can check it is row 6 column N. So when I go here, the row 6 and the column N. Here when I come to the column N, it has to be somewhere here, because the return path is coming from the jumper here, it is without slot. So without slot, the return path goes in the below, which is the minimum radiation emission. Okay, so now I just reset my zoom and then go for the second peak value. Let me zoom and then go here. You can see still it is row 6 and the column N, and the maximum amplitude of distortion is 36, whereas you can see the harmonics of frequency, it is 72 megahertz. So the second harmonic is 72. Okay, so this is how we can do the spectral scan. And then if you go for the third one is your adding node. I want to do both spectral spatial at one time. So let me choose my start frequency and the stop frequency to be 200 megahertz, and then select the probes to be same. Okay, same. I just place it here, mirror vertically, and then I need to place it on the location. Then I need to click OK. Just click OK, then select the probes for scan. So let me select it from here to here, and then click OK. So now you will have the two ways here to scan both your spectral and spatial. So I'm just going to scan it once. because it can be scanned once when you are using both the scan. So now you will be able to determine both your spectral as well as the spatial. So let me zoom this first to see the area alone in your spatial scan. Okay, so now I am using without slot. Without slot. So you will be able to determine what is the maximum amplitude of distortion with the range of frequencies. Okay, so it is doing the scan here. Yes, so the scan, it's 60% because it has to determine the frequencies at each point of my board. So it is determining the frequencies and amplitude of interest at each point of my PCB board. So it may take a few fractions of seconds. Okay, you can see the scan will be completed, and then once the scan is completed, you can see here there is the peak values, and then maximum amplitude of distortion is 38.9, and then here also 38.9 we have got it. Now let me see this here, and some area I have the maximum amplitude of distortion. When I move my mouse, you can also still try to zoom. Okay, if you want, you can reset your zoom here. Then if you just move your mouse, you can determine where you have the maximum amplitude of distortion. You see here each cell will show the what is the amplitude of distortion at each point there. Okay, you can determine all these from here when you're moving your mouse. Okay, so now for example, if I just go here and then I found that this is the maximum amplitude of distortion. So once I come here to this view, here I can just click the composite view and I can see only at that frequency of interest. It will show you where there is that maximum amplitude of in distortion with that frequency. You can see there is row 6 column F, but amplitude is 30 at that point, but you see the frequency. So the whole spatial scan is done at that 24 megahertz for this board. Similar way, I can reset the zoom and I can select individual frequency and check that particular frequency of interest in this composite view of the board. Okay, so you can do all this. So once we have done, I want to generate the report for my board. So I can go here, add node to generate the report. So now I need to generate the report for all these things. So if I select the spatial, I will have one report. Then spectral can generate that report. How many scans you do, you can generate all the reports. So once I select all these, I want to give generate report. So the report will be generated in the Word format. Okay, so you can see it has been generated for me here. So let me go to the top first. You can see the viewer report. You can determine your company name, the reporter name. Then you can see what are all the scans has been done, which time it is done and done by whom, all this information. So the spatial scan, what is the frequency range, then coming to the spectral scan, and then you have to see what is the scan time, what is the scanner I am using, then what is the spectrum analyzer I am using, then what is the frequency range, what is the maximum amplitude of distortion, the ranges, all you can determine here. Okay, so the last page will be for your report page to write the report for your EM scanner. Okay, so thank you very much. I think we will meet you in the next video. Okay, see you all again.